my name is Carrie. I am back for a February update. Obviously a little late, but we're there. Every time I planned on my Saturday update to try to get everybody done, something happened. Kid needs to go here, someone needs to go there, you name it, something happened. So needless to say, yeah, here we are. Today is, and my notes are right here. Haven't been keeping the best, but honestly, I'm trying my hardest to figure that part out. This is Flosstube 55. Today is Sunday the 8th. I do have a light. You can see it in my glasses. I do have a light above me. I'm trying to up my game here, so y'all ain't seeing a black screen every 5 seconds when I'm trying to do some updates and get all my things together. But this is a video in regards to my cross stitch. If that's why you're here, if not, hang around. I've tried to make it as interesting as I can. If this is something you see on my frogs, they're not my frogs, they're my daughter's frogs. Frogs, believe it or not, this right here is my husband's alligator. Yep. And then I have another one over here. See, that one is my daughter's as well. Life updates coming. I got a whole bunch of life updates happening. So let's get into it. I actually did get quite a lot of stitching done, or I have not started anything new. I do not have any haul. There are a few of you that are stitching some stuff that almost made my butt go off the deep end because I loved it, but I'm holding out for a little bit. I do have some extra funds from Christmas that my daughter and my husband gave me, so I am going to try to see where we're at and what we're doing. But let's get into it. How can I do this without telling you guys about what happened? Last time I spoke with you guys, I was going to work on 3 projects. My Eyes of the Forest, my Trick or Treat Haid, and my Vanitas. I was about to do a video in regards to, I had worked on my Eyes of the Forest, and I was about to work on my Trick or Treat Haid. This is one of the reasons why my life kind of went off the rails, just a little bit. I never got to work on my Trick or Treat Haid. My husband, amazing that he might be, decided that, it was a total accident, by the way, decided that he was going to accidentally throw my thing that holds all my see, I just saw what happened. That decides to hold on my patterns. Here and there. I put my Trick or Treat Haid on the frame, did all the things, got everything done. Tried to type my little password thing into my thing, and my password wasn't working. And then I realized that it was opened on one side. Okay. Not a big deal. Things happen, right? And I was like, what happened to my iPad? Well, needless to say, it got chucked across the room on accident, and I couldn't access it. I couldn't get into it. I was a little devastated, I'm not going to lie. So plans of working on my 3 projects that were on my iPad really got depleted, so I'm so far behind on all those projects now that I don't know what's going to happen, but so there's a new one. But my old ones did not come over to this one, and there was no way for me to plug it in because it was gone. Like, I couldn't even access it, couldn't get into it. I couldn't type a password into it, so I have, from the last few weeks, been trying to re-input information into my new one. So with that being said, let's get into what I stitched. This one was not planned. This one was not even a part of the planned, but I had to deviate from the plan a little bit because of said instance of what happened. It's not, you know, it is what it is. Accidents happen all the time, right? So what I did was instead of, instead of doing the normal stitching of what I was supposed to do, I decided I'm just going to pull out whips and I'm just going to spin them and I'm going to do all the things. And that's exactly what I did. So one of the first projects, I don't even know if it's one of the first projects, but this is the Cricut collection. This is May, and I even started doing this because I forgot all my stuff. I do believe it's on 28 count fabric from Hobby Lobby. I do not remember all the details to it. Let me make sure that I even did, I remember all the things. So this was in February. I'll put a thing of what was supposed to transpire or what I spun for. Because I didn't actually write that down, go figure. Excuse me if you hear all the traffic. Nope. I can tell you the stitch count for my Eyes of the Forest, but I can show you where I was at before. I believe this got 600 or 800 stitches. I do have the photo for it, so I'll also post the photo of what I did. And this is where we are at now. So I know that I finished the rest of what was down here, and then I finished some of them over there. I did give some legs to the beehive, and I came over here and started working on the beehive, which I absolutely love this, by the way. Isn't that awesome? So the reasons why I actually parked some of the threads where they were is because up here there's going to be more. So it was coming along, and it's coming along really good too. So that was one of the projects. I'll just put you over there for a second. So I am trying to update myself when I am doing these so that I know fabrics, all the things. I am using all the called for threads on that, so there's that. The next project I worked on a lot of dimensions. As you already know, I do have quite a few of them. I should have had this ready, but I didn't. I do have quite a few dimensions projects already, and you already know that. Every single one of you know that. If you've been around for a minute, you definitely know. This one got spun for, I think, 800 stitches, and I ended up stitching 884, so she did get a little bit of progress. Come over here. I am trying to keep everything together because if y'all have never really done one of these videos, it can get cray-cray real fast. Okay. This is probably one of my favorites that I've stitched. It is Cardinals on the Sled. It is a dimensions kit. So I'm using all the called for. It is on 14 count Aida and all the flosses there as well. Put this over. And believe it or not, this is, oh, I'll show you where I was at before. And this is where we got. So I finished this part down here for the tail. I worked on this part here and got all the way over and had to remove some stitches this way, but did get some stuff done over there. Part of the sled. I did not start this with the 10 by 10 block like I do with some of my other dimension projects, so I just kind of filled in the blanks and worked it from there. Next time I pick this one up, I will probably be working this and then back up again, just to kind of get a good, this most likely will be ripped out again. I miscounted at some point in time, and if these threads bother you, I'm sorry, just the way I work. It's just the way I operate. So there's that. This project, I don't believe I put on when I started it. Some of these projects are coming out in May. I have found more than a few of them were started during Mania. More than a few. Like a lot. Like, Yeah. Let's see if I wrote down that. Nope. Yes, I did spin for 800 stitches for the cardinal, which is great. So that one is in there. And then this project, I love it. This project only got spun for 100 stitches. I didn't do just 100 stitches. I did 669. It is Primrose Needleworks, 272 words. When I was like 100. I'm never going to do 100. So I actually did a full page. I can show you where I was at before. I'm trying to get this lighting thing and it's not working. So this one was started in on May 7th of 2020. All right, so this one will come out on May 7th and get work on May 7th this year. So it's going to come out again, which I kind of like that. And this is where we are at now. So this is the page that I worked on right here. Which is pretty cool. And this is where, I don't even know if I can show you. She's going to be a big one. So that one will come back out again on May 7th, hoping that I can at least get some good stitches in it and make more progress this year. There's that. This also got pulled out. I do not know. I'm hoping I wrote it down because yep, I sure did. Did I write down how many stitches it got pulled? Okay. Sure didn't. This one didn't get very many. I will write what it did, or I will post how many got spun. But this is another dimensions kit. It is silhouettes. Twilight silhouette. I'm still doing this for my daughter. So, with that being the case, I started this project on May 3rd, 2018. I'll show you where I was at before. And this is where we're at now. So I finished this part over here, came up and over. She's looking really good. So hopefully I can bring this over and back down and then just, it'll all get done. But I think for the 10 by 10 blocks, I like it a lot. It works way better and much easier. Okay, what else did we get here? This one, I don't normally do this one either, which is sad because I do like it. It's my wine photo from Realis. I did start this on May 13th, 2018. This is what it's going to look like. And believe it or not, I don't even know what I wrote. I will tell you what I spun, how much I spun, and we'll see. I do not believe I wrote down how many stitches I did. But it was that and some. And here is where we are now. So I finished entering some stuff in here. I did that over there. And started working this direction and up. Those grapes actually look really good. It's a very beautiful piece. I really do like this one. I can't wait to actually have it hanging up in my house. There's it's hard to see from the back, but. So this one, just like the rest of them, will be coming out again. And I put her in my wine bag that I made. I love this bag. So I will organize these more towards May and see what happens. Okay, this one also came up. I'm hoping I did more documentation than I thought I did because I really didn't document much. I did try on some of them. And my husband's the one that got on me about doing my video, by the way. And they just came home, so he's watching me do it. He was watching me do it. And I was like, mm-hmm. And I did not put much documentation in this one either. You shouldn't be surprised, because guess what it is. And I literally go through my totes, and I just kind of like put my hand in and try to pull one out. And I keep pulling out dimensions. So I don't know when it's going to stop, but I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. This is home for the holidays. The last time that I picked up this project, I could not put it down. This time I picked up this project, and I think I only had to do a few hundred stitches, and I could not get into this project. It took me like 4 days to do like 400 stitches, and I was like, are we done yet? And it's not because I don't love it. I do. I just was not into this project, but I persevered. I can show you where I was at before, and I can also tell you how many stitches that I spun for this one, so that so you know. And this is where we are at. I mean, I did get good progress, do not get me wrong. So good gravy. I continued to go with the 10 by 10. So this is where we're at. I pretty much started over here and continued up, came over, went up, and went over that way, because it was all on one page. So it looks phenomenal. It went well, but and then towards the end, when I was like, are we done with this yet? I was like, I changed. So I did 695 stitches on this. I thought it was less than that, but I did 695. So wonderful. It just took forever. So, and like I said, when I finished it and took it off the frame, I was like, oh, it was not bad. Anybody else have those issues? It was terrible. I didn't personally enjoy it at the time, but if I'm not mistaken, that one is going to come out. I don't know. That was a Mania piece as well, so I know it's coming back out. Once I figure out when I started it, it'll go on to that. Okay. And I'm trying with this light, but this light's, even with a brand new light, it's still not working. Alright, this one's last. So, I picked up this project, which is a fan favorite. A lot of people liked this one on the TikTok as well. Good night, and to all a good night. It's a Sue Hill design. This one wasn't very many stitches either. If I'm not mistaken, it was like 200. I will show you where I was at before. I will also tell you the stitch count that I was supposed to do. I don't have the start date, and it is on the 28 count fabric from Hobby Lobby. And I think when you do like a couple hundred stitches, you're like, oh, I can get all that done. It doesn't work that way. So I did finish doing his back part of his breeches. I would like to get this part done, and I got down to like where his trim is on his pants. So really, besides wording, I just have to do his pants, his boots, his hat, and then like his stockings. Nope. And I have to do his stockings on this side that are hanging here, and then the wording. And the wording really isn't gonna, that's gonna be probably the fastest part of it. You see a pattern like this and you're like, it's not a big deal. There are 6 different kinds of red in his little uniform. 6. So every time I stitch this, and you can kind of see it a little bit in his, like the details, like there's 6 different reds. I didn't even know we could have 6 different, well, I should, with Heaven and Earth Designs, I probably should, all my full coverage, I should know that, but that's what's taking like me the longest to get this done. So and then we can backstitch it. So this one I'm pretty sure was also a Mania start, so y'all know that's going to be a thing, and I don't even know if I'm going to have enough time. I may have to pick and choose because some of these projects, I started several different projects in the year, and we're already like 2018, 2020. I have not done Mania starts in a while, so there's not like 6 years of Mania starts. It's just, yeah. Anyway, okay. This is the last project that I did before I show you my faves, one of my faves. This is a Lizzie Kate project, 100 Years. It's a very beautiful, I like this project because I think reading it and you understand that it's not about money, it's not about what you have in your bank account, it's about you being present, being with your children, and honestly, that is like the best thing ever. So I love this saying. I don't know if I wrote any of it down. Of course not. Probably not. So I put it inside. I didn't. So I'll tell you what I spun, and what we are from there. I don't know how to remember all of the things. That's her thing. I thought it was a fabric thing to tell you what it's on because I don't have that either. And believe it or not, we actually got pretty far. And this is where we are at now. So I did get pretty far on this, and honestly, there's some stuff to still do. I have to work on this. This is I was, so some of these still need to come over, but it really is not much left. This is pretty much what's left from the top. I just got to work on the top part of it. So I do have to finish this line and that line, but honestly, it's not too bad. There's a ton of stitching in these, believe it or not, but it didn't take me very long, so it was actually quite easy. It was quite not terrible. And last, but definitely not least, I did not get my acquired stitches of what I wanted to do on this project, but that's okay. It's okay. I don't actually have my start date on this, but it was as I was moving up to Pennsylvania. I did start this in Pennsylvania, and then I restarted it on different fabric and a bunch of other things. I was stitching this with the Keystone Stitcher, Elle. Go over to hers. You have to watch one of her older videos because she finished this last year. I'm a little late. It's okay. Unfortunately, you can't get this pattern anymore. I did get it from bobbin.com, but I did check earlier. They do not have it. I actually don't know anyone that's selling it. So, the fabric that I am using is called Enchanted Forest. It is from Be Stitch Me. I feel like this was like the perfect fabric for what it was. I can show you what it was before, or what it looked like before. And I have my percentage on this before my thing got busted. So, just saying, I had it, and I'm going to tell you where I was at percentage-wise. I do believe I did write it down, or at least I can give you the stitch counts. So I did work on, I got over 2,000 stitches in this, so I can show you where I was at before, if I already said that, and I can tell you where we're at now. All right, sorry, I think my computer locked up on me. Hopefully it's still doing it. And this is where we're at now. So what I did was I worked the rest of the stitches that were in here that were empty, and then I just kind of worked my way up. And then of course I ran out of colors, and I ran out of this, so I had to go to the store and I had to come back. So I'm going to probably continue, see where like right there, there's a few empty spots. I'm going to just kind of just continue. I'm just going to work on that, but now I have to fill the rest of this in, and I honestly didn't have the patience to do so. So that's going to be something that I've got to work on again. I have not done that, and here's what she looks like. Her eye is amazing. Elle, the Keystone Stitcher, she did it in the color of the pattern. I changed it to yellow just because that's just what I did. And I will continue to work on this. Her eye will not get done until the end. So I'm going to continue to work on the rest of this, come down, work on this, and then when I get done, she will have, this eye will be completed. I did go through, Elle helped me immensely. I have never once ever deviated from a pattern. Why I chose this pattern to do instead of a different, much easier one, I have no idea, because the eye literally has 20 different colors in it, and I probably should have just stuck with what was there. But I'm really happy with that conversion. It's gorgeous. And then when to get this one done, it's going to be amazing. So that's what we got done. She is a gorgeous piece, and I will continue to work on her in March and see where we get, because she will come back out. She will be redone, and hopefully I can get all my stitches into the pattern itself. So with that being said, that's all the things that I worked on in February. I will come back next Saturday with what I've been working on. Vanitas is on the frame at the moment, so Vanitas will be the next thing that you'll see. It was honestly the easiest pattern for me to update and see what was completed and what was not completed, so that was easy. And then I will work on probably, I think I'm going to work on the Trick or Treat aid. That has been I did get halfway through updating that. Was the hardest one because of all there's so much stitches that were in that one. So I think that will be the next one that I will work on once I get the amount of stitches in my Vanitas. And let me see what else. I think that's really it. There isn't much more. I don't know how many more I'm going to spin this week because for whips, but I am trying to get at least a couple whips in after I get as many stitches as I can in on my 3 larger pieces. Vanitas, Trick or Treat, and Eyes of the Forest. So, I don't know. Life updates. I do have a child who's, she's actually, that's kind of one of the things, there's been a lot going on. One of our daughters is looking to move to Philly, so she's looking for a place to stay there. And they're doing really, really well. And I think I planted some of my stuff. That was great. So all my seeds are starting to grow. Trying to think, I am working on another business venture. I think I'm going to do, see some earrings. I was and still am continuing to do my investigations with the paranormal. However, I'm stepping back a little bit from it because I do stay out until like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not a spring chicken. I'll still bring some of that to you guys if you want to see it, because it is a lot of fun, and I am still going to do some of it. I'm just not going to do as much of it. But there is another venture that I am working on trying to get to, because we're trying to save as much money as we can, and we're trying to, earn as much as I can just to hopefully get ahead. We will be moving back to Alaska eventually, and we are going to hike the trail in 28, and you kind of can't do that if you don't save. So those are some things that we're trying to do and work on that. So stay tuned. We'll see how that all goes, and really don't know if there's too many more things. We are probably going to be, I don't want to say kidless, but we'll probably only have about one. Most of these unfortunate animals are going to go because they're my daughters, and we will have a little bit of empty time, which I don't even know what that is. None of us know what it is, because our 5-year-old granddaughter keeps us kind of busy. So, yeah, with that being said, I appreciate you guys sticking around, and I am not going to tell you, I love all the comments. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and telling me how much you missed me, and I'm really excited to be back in our community. I love stitching, and even though I wasn't here, I tried to stitch as much as I could. You know, being the brain does tend to weigh heavily when you have something as large as I did on my head. So we're all doing good. Doctor's appointments have been great. I do have to find another PCP, find out my aunt's leaving. With all the things that have happened with me, I don't really want that to happen. So I got to try to find someone pretty quick and keep up with all my health and yeah. So there's that. And I don't know. I think that might be pretty much it. So again, thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for being here supporting me. I love y'all. Happy stitching. See you next time.